All right, what's going on, y'all? Here to talk about just financial freedom and real estate. That's my favorite. That's what I talk about. Everybody's always asking me, about real estate. So I come out here and just share my knowledge and information after doing this for so long. And I've just found out because I had the same struggles as you guys. Trying to figure it out, trying to make ends meet, trying to figure a different way out of this corporate America grind. And I just so happen to find it through real estate and it works. But, I've just learned as I go through life, like, it's like something that they don't teach us in our education system is you have to have businesses or assets. It's just that simple. There's no secret to it. It's just that it's not revealed wide openly, and that can, sorry about that, that can get to a point to where you lose track and lose sight, which most people do. And all this is just a rat race, right? They know how to put us in the school system. They teach us what they want us to know, and therefore, when you get out of school, all you know how to do is go to work for somebody. It's set up like that. It's designed like that, and you'll fail every single time, which most people do, until you start to think outside the box. Trust me, I was in the same situation. I went to school, I went to college, got a degree, and I became a chemical process technician or an operator at the plants. That's what I wanted to do because I saw my brother-in-law do it. Plus, I had other friends that were doing it. And then I started to see, man, he is making great money. So that's what I wanted to do. And I ended up getting a job pretty quickly. I was very fortunate. Started working at these plants. But I'm telling you, about a year after, I started to realize pretty quickly, I was making great money, which is exactly what I wanted to do. Had my second child on the way. I just gotten married. And unfortunately, I'd gotten laid off from corporate America 1 year after being there. And let me tell you what, that was a blow. But that was the first mind shift change that I needed. And it let me know pretty quickly corporate America ain't for me. Not that I don't want to such so much work for corporate America. What I'm saying is that it's not as what they appear to be, right? They don't have your back. That's just the way it is. We're just another number, and you can and will be replaced as needed, when needed. Best believe that. And I got to find out very quickly at the age of 25. So I started to go back to the drawing board. I said, well, what can I do? Let me follow the successful people because success leaves trails. So I started to hang around people and started to network around people that were doing real estate because that always intrigued me. But I didn't, there's so many things you can do in real estate. You could do fix and flip, you could do wholesaling. There's so many things you can do. But I'll admit, the fix and flip didn't appeal to me, but the buy and hold did, right? Actually, I did fix and flip at the very first 2 or 3 years, and then I switched over to buy and hold because the fix and flip was just another job. And then I started to do buy and hold and started renting out to Section 8. That's when everything changed for me. Started to make more cash flow, started to build wealth, passive income, and now I've got a collection of houses. But there's not an education system that taught me that. I had to learn this on my own, through me, trial and error. So I'm telling you, I've been in your situation. Oh, and when I started, even though I had a good six-figure job, I really didn't have anything to show for it at the time. It sounds weird, it sounds strange. And I was just like everybody else living check to check. And I started to realize this ain't working. So that's why I got into real estate. I started to see the passive income. I started to build wealth, and that was the key for me right there. Things started to get easier when I started to buy properties, and I started to learn a skill that nobody else can take away. See, people don't understand that. See, most people are scared to get into something. You should be scared that you're not in something. That's the key right there. It's a mind shift change. See, most people are scared of failing, or most people are scared of taking a chance. You should be scared because you don't have any assets working for you. See, as long as you're exchanging time for wages, you'll never get ahead. The system is not set up and designed and created for you to win. It's set up for the companies. It's set up for the employers. That's why they always win and you're always losing. And until you have that mind shift change and that understanding, things will become better on your side financially. Because if not, it's just a rat race, and it's created like that. It's a rat race for a reason. They keep you in this cycle, and you can't get out of it until you start to make that change. Until you start to make that change. And I know that was the same for me. I had to look myself in the mirror. Wait a minute, I'm working 12-hour shifts. I'm exchanging time for wages. I'm spending all my time out here away from my family. This is you guys too. And you don't have anything to show for it as life goes on. And life passes you by. And then you become time to retire, and you still have nothing to show for it. You got to think about it. Is it worth it? I'm not saying quit your corporate America job. That's not what I'm saying. At least have a backup plan. I always say that. At least have a backup plan, so if something were to happen, you have income coming in. Because I'm going to tell you something. At the end of the day, we all know those bills ain't going to stop coming in. Your light bill is going to always have to be getting paid every single month. Your gas bill, your water bill, your car note, your insurance, a roof over your head, food. These things are automatic. So I started to think, this was me thinking, wait, since this is automatic, why don't I have some income or investments coming in automatic too? There we go. I didn't say quit your corporate America job. All I'm telling you is have something in place to where your money comes in automatically and at least covers your daily expenses or your monthly expenses. That's how I started to think about it. You know how I started to think about that too? Not only because of my life experiences, is because of the people that I network with. Networking with people, guys, is free. It doesn't cost any money. And even if it did, I would still do it. Because I needed a new outlet and an outlook on life. And people don't understand that. Get around people that are smarter than you, doing better than you, that are more successful. You don't need to hate on these people. Get information, get knowledge, act as a sponge. And that's what I did. I started to act as a sponge and started to learn so much. More than I was getting out of a book. Books help, don't get me wrong, but the connection isn't usually as deep. But when you can get around people live and ask them questions and pick their brains or even watch how they move, you'll be surprised how your life can change. See, we tend to scroll on TikTok and social media. This doesn't give us any ROI, return on an investment. But if you take the time out to network with people that are smarter than you, like I said, better than you, have advancement or success, what you're looking for, you'll be surprised what you can get in return just by observing and asking questions. And it doesn't cost any money. I'm telling you, this is exactly what I'm showing you what the successful people do. Most people don't want to do anything because either they're scared, they don't have the money, or they don't want to spend any money. But that's a poor man's mentality. A lot of people have a poor man's mentality. Let me pull up my screen because I have to kind of demonstrate this. I wouldn't say demonstrate it, but what I'm telling you is you got to get past that poor man. Thank you, Juanita. You got to get past that poor man's mentality. And I'm telling you, a lot of this, when I talk about real estate, because I'm a real estate investor and I teach people about real estate, single families, a lot of this is not even about the house itself. So I'm telling you, it's your mindset. When you get this change and you get this shifted, everything else falls in place. I know this sounds wild. You think I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm only 50. I'm going on 53 this month. I'm just telling you what I've learned. Okay? I'm just telling you what I've learned. And I'm going to flip my screen to show you what I'm talking about. You have to get past this poor man's mentality. I don't mean poor as in financially. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You have to get past this poor man's mentality. When you have a poor man's mentality, I'm going to say P-O-O-R. Okay? Most of y'all have a poor man's mentality because you pass on opportunities. Whoops. You pass on opportunities. You pass on opportunities. Okay? Repeatedly. You are constantly passing up on opportunities. You can't keep passing up on opportunities. I mean, you can, but you're going to continue to fail. You see, most of y'all have the poor man's mentality. And that can be shifted. It should be shifted. It's a necessity to be shifted. Most people have a poor, you pass up on opportunities all the time. Oh, well, I don't want to go to this workshop. Well, I don't want to buy this course, or I don't want to buy this ebook. Oh, you know what? And you pass up on opportunities daily, constantly. And I'm telling you through my experience, and I started to realize, wait a minute, if I don't get my stuff on track, I'm never going to get financial freedom. And I'm going to be working for somebody for the rest of my life. You don't want to do that. All I'm saying is, guys, you got to shift your mindset, because this is where it begins. Because if you don't, that's what's only helping you get and keeping you locked down mentally. That's what's keeping you in this strain of financial struggle. And all you have to do, a lot of the times, most of the time, is shift your mindset. And I'm just telling you what I experienced when I first started out. And hopefully this has given you some information. But a lot of people pass up on opportunities. Whenever there was a workshop in my city, guess what I was doing? I was going to those workshops. Whenever I saw some Zoom workshops online, virtual, guess what I was doing? Even today, I'm getting those workshops and I'm getting in, I'm trying to learn, networking with people, connecting. Whenever I get opportunity, you see this right here, I read books. These books are really, really important, right? Most of y'all are addicted to learning, but allergic to execution. I'm going to repeat that again. A lot of y'all are addicted to learning, but allergic to taking action and execution. So you have all this information, but it's doing you no good. What good is information if you don't do anything with it? And that's the key. You have everything that you've learned now, you got to put it into action. And most people don't do that. And I got it. You have a fear mentality. You have most people have a fear mentality. But fear is an acronym. False evidence appearing real. There's been many times in my life, and I'm sure it can be for yours, that you probably had fear about something, and then you come to find out it really wasn't that bad. Because a lot of the times we can really put things in our head to really scare us, to really stop us from moving forward and getting ahead, and then you let your dreams pass you by. And most people do that. Oh, I don't have any money. Well, what happens if I fail? Well, let me tell you something. I've failed many, many times before. I've failed many, many times before. And the greatest people out here, they have failed. Thomas Edison, he failed over 100 times before he finally got some patents and things done. Yeah, he's failed many, many times, but he's succeeded. He's one of our greats in the past. And I'm just telling you, you're going to fail, but that's okay. You just got to get up. But because you failed doesn't make you a failure, all right? And you don't have to be great to get started, but you got to start to be great, okay? You don't have to be great to get started, but you have to start to become great. And a lot of people want to come as if in a perfect condition, as in everything has to be perfect before you get started. It doesn't work like that. I'm just being honest with you. Most people are in their situations simply because of their mindset or lack of there. So you got to get out of that mindset. You can do this. This is something that's easily doable. I wouldn't say easily. It's going to take some work, but it's worth it. Or else you're going to be working for somebody and you're going to be at the thumb of somebody else every single day, which most people are, unfortunately. All right. So I'm just showing you some of my past experiences, something that I've learned along the way, and then I'm just passing it on to you. And what you do with this information, I tell people all the time, what you do with this information is up to you. Most people, you don't want to do nothing with it. You're just going to stay stuck. So I'm just showing you what you can do. There's so much opportunities out here, guys. It's unbelievable. But unfortunately, most people pass this up. Just like tonight. Most people aren't going to do anything with this information. Most people are going to pass it up. I like what somebody else said. I saw an article somewhere, or I read somewhere. It was a really good one. They said, people will panic when their charger goes out of their phone and their phone's about to die, but they won't panic when they won't panic to find a plan when their dream dies. Now think about that. That makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna repeat that again. I saw an article, like I said, and it said most people will panic when they found out that when their phone is about to die. But most people won't panic when they find out they don't have a plan when their dream dies. And it's so true. It's so true. Something to think about. But again, guys, a lot of this is your mindset. It can be changed, and it's up to you. And then I started to realize, wait a minute, I can't depend on, because at some point we got to retire, right? At some point you want to be able to say, you know what, I cannot keep working for corporate America. And you can't, all right? You can't keep working for corporate America, and you're going to be replaced. But I started to realize at a young, early age of 25, I says, man, I am not going to let somebody dictate my life financially. So I started to grind and make it happen on my own, started to network, like I said, and started buying single family houses. So today I have 17 single family houses and 2 apartments. And what I'm telling you, I had more than that at one point, and then I started to shift. But I started to realize when I started to get into real estate that nobody can change my situation but me. If I want to go buy more houses, I don't have to call my boss to find out if I want to go buy more houses. I remember we didn't get bonuses at my job, right? Even though I worked at a plant, we didn't get bonuses. But it didn't really bother me so much, is because I knew I could go out and go get some single family houses and add income to my personal finance. When I didn't get a raise or a cost of living, a lot of people around me were complaining because that's all they had. Only had that job, and that's all they were living off of. And it was everything. And I remember people getting upset because they couldn't get overtime, because they couldn't make extra money. I got it. But then, man, when you can learn something and go out on the whim and do what you want when you feel like it, you move different. You behave different. Your mindset changes. And I'm telling you, anybody can do what I'm doing. I'm not a genius at this. I really am not. It's just that I think differently. People that are successful, we just think differently, optimistic. We understand there's other opportunities out there. We don't have the scarcity mindset, right? I know that it can be done. I just need to figure out the pieces of the puzzle. That's all I got to do. And that's all you got to do. Okay, Mark is asking a question. Let me show you that. Let me pin this Mark for you. Can y'all tap the screen, guys? That lets me know y'all like this. My goal is to get to 75,000 likes. So if you can support me and help me, I would really appreciate it. Mark is asking, what type of income do you need to qualify for the loans? I have a 750 credit score. Well, Mark, I'm going to give you some pointers here. 750 is well above enough. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you something. You don't have to bear just on your credit, okay? Because I don't. You don't have to just weigh in on just your credit. Let me give you a point that I'm making. When I first started out in the real estate game, my credit was bad, way less than 750, because 750 is good, by the way. And then also, I didn't have a whole lot of money. I had some, but not a lot. My point is, I use something called creative finance. Creative finance, okay? And that's how I was able to get in and start buying these properties. And you could do the same thing, okay? So the 750 credit score is actually good, but don't just rely on that. But you do have a great start. But I tell people now, it's not just about your credit score. You need information. You need to get an understanding how real estate works. You need to go to workshops, which I will have one coming up. You need to be able to network with people, read books, but get as much solid information as you can. Hopefully that helped you out, Mark. And everybody out there. But yeah, that's one of the misconceptions, that you have to have the greatest credit score and you have to have millions of dollars. You don't have to have millions of dollars. And the real estate game isn't only for the rich. All right. It's not just for the rich. People make you think that. But I always leverage by using other people's money when I go out there and get these deals. I don't go out there and pay cash for it. I would be taking forever to go do that. Right. We can't even save. Most people can't save $1,000 a month. They did a statistic and they said 75% of Americans are living check to check. People ain't saving nothing. People just ain't doing it. A, because they really don't care. 2, they just letting life pass them by. 3, they ain't got no goals. And 4, they just meandering through life. So you can't save when you don't have a plan. Most people just don't save anything. So they're living check to check, and a lot of people are just living above their means. All right. So with that being said, I'm just telling you, there's so much opportunity out here, but don't just think you have to have perfect credit and millions of dollars set it to the side. I didn't, so you can do this too. It's just about getting this knowledge and information. And again, like I said, my goal is, and what I did was I do the buy and hold strategy, and I rent out to Section 8 because it's so important to me to link with the government and get paid every single month. Now, speaking of that, I always come out here and show you Section 8 is in every city. It's in every city. And whatever city you're in, public housing is there, or either in a city near you. But the point is, when you can get paid every single month on the first, and it doesn't matter on the economy, it doesn't matter what a boss does. I mean, it was just a great feeling. I remember working at the plants, like I said, and working, and then I didn't care if I didn't get a raise. It didn't move me, right? I didn't care if I didn't get a bonus. It didn't move me. What did move me was understanding that I can go out there and go get houses, and I can increase my income, my personal finance. That's what moves me. I love going out there and purchasing assets over liabilities. I love going out there and buying single family properties or apartment complexes. When you can go out there and make that change yourself and not be dependent on a job, you move differently. I'm being honest with you. You move whole differently. I'm not better than nobody. I'm not good. That's not what I'm saying. I have a sense of freedom when I can go out there and change my income. If I want to change my net worth, I can go out there and buy single family houses. By the way, people don't even talk about net worth nowadays, right? But you can change your net worth. You can change your legacy. You can change your income every single year by simply learning a new skill and then implementing. Does wonders, I'm telling you. So anyway, what is it that does anybody have any questions? Any questions or concerns about real estate? Again, all I do is buy single family houses. Matter of fact, let's come out here. Let's tap the screen. Let's tap the screen. And who is following me? I'll wait till some more people come in. But tap the screen. Tell me what city and state you're from. City and state we're from when we get to 5,000 likes. I'm going to show you the type of single family houses I get. Oh, and by the way, every house that I get, I'm going to tell you a little, it's not even a secret, but something that's not really understood is every single house that I buy, as soon as I sign on the dotted line, I've already made money. And that's the key. You got to buy them below market value. Every single house I get, I won't buy a property at market rent or at market price of what it sells for. That wouldn't make any sense, right? So the goal is to buy these properties that are distressed because they need some rehab, or you're dealing with a motivated seller. I'm getting in one of those two categories every single time I buy a single family house. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When we get to 5,000 likes, I'm going to show you how to go out there. I'm just giving you one of many ways. I'm going to show you what I look for, and you can do the same thing. So when we get to 5,000 likes, let's run the likes up. I'm going to show you how you can do this too. Guys, you don't have to be broke. You don't have to be in poverty. It's at some point, things happen to people. I got it. But learn a new skill. Learn a new skill, and that's what's going to put you in a better position. Learn a new skill and then implement it, and that's what can definitely change your life. Me, it just so happens to be real estate. There are other things out there, but real estate has some things that no other investment vehicle has. Like crypto, yeah, people are hype on crypto. That's real big right now, but you have no control over it. It goes like this, and it moves very fast. It goes up and down, up and down. And I have crypto, by the way. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, try to go to a bank to go get a loan to go buy crypto. They won't let you do it. You can't go get a loan and leverage to go buy crypto. But I can go to the bank, or I can get creative financing and go get a loan for a house all day long. Does anybody believe me on that? Give me a thumbs up and some taps on the screen if that makes sense. I'm really curious. Again, I'm going to say it again. I can try to go get crypto and try to get a loan, but they won't give it to me. But I can always go out there and leverage by using other people's money to go get a home. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to pull up San Antonio just for giggles, just for shits and giggles. I'm going to show you the type of assets that I get. And I'll always buy assets. See, you got to get assets over liabilities. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Now, we're not even at 5,000. And of course, Eric is still dropping you with information and game. So I'm going to show you, again, like I say, how you can go out there and get these properties. But man, when those people are talking about that they're broke and they have no money, it's because of your choice. That's why you're in your situation. And you can't blame the president. You can't blame anybody but yourself because you choose where you put your money at. I remember when I was working, I remember when I got my check, I remember I paid me first. So when is the next workshop? That's the thing about my workshop. I just don't know when I'm going to do them again. That's why I tell people you might as well get in. But a lot of people, it goes back to what I said, passing on opportunities repeatedly. But I will notify people when I have another one. I just don't know when. I don't know when I'll have another one. I'll be honest with you. But I'm telling you, you don't want to, I'm going to show you the type of houses I look for. And I like to buy properties that need rehab. I'm doing, let's see. Oh, man. This is North Carolina. Let me show you the type of properties I look for. All right. Let's tap the screen, run the likes up, and I'm going to show you exactly what I look for when I look for homes to rent out, or first of all, that I buy, and then I can rent them out to a family. And my goal is to keep these properties for a long time. I'm not doing fix and flip. I'm not doing wholesaling. That's not what I drive for, man. When you can own them and hold on to them, that's when your real wealth is being built. The longer that you hold on to it, the better. And I just rent these things out, and they just pay me every single month. Every single month on the first. Who likes that idea of getting paid every single? Run the likes up and give me a thumbs up if you like that idea of getting paid every single month on the first. I'm just curious. Let me know about running the likes up. I'm going to show y'all something. I found me a house, but I want y'all to run the likes up and give me a thumbs up because I'm going to show you. You learn a skill like this, buy these properties, sign on the dotted line when they're below market value, and then you make money as soon as you sign on the dotted line. Every single home I buy, I'm making money. And I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you it's a skill that I've learned, and then I show other people how to do this too. But look at this. I'm doing Kingston, North Carolina. This is the type of properties I look for. Now let's take a look at it. Let me come back over here. Let's look at it. 85,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,250 square foot. Okay. This one, the 2-bedroom, I'm not a big fan of. I like 3 bedrooms, but let me go to a different one because I don't like 2-bedroom homes. Okay. Let me find another one. And if y'all are liking this and if y'all have any questions, put them in the chats. But who wants me to show you what I look for in houses? Would y'all like to see that? Because I don't want to do this if y'all don't want it. I'm really big on asking y'all questions because I don't want to be on here wasting time. Okay? Okay, got it. Okay, want to see. Got you. That 3-bed for 65. Somebody said, I found man one, Eric. You better pull that one up. 365. I mean, for 365. Let me see. Now, I will tell you this. I only go for 3 bedrooms or up. So 2 bedrooms, like I just showed you, they'll rent out, but it takes a while. And I'll tell you why. Every single home I'm getting, I'm dealing with low-income housing, Section 8. These families, they want room. They want space. So the more space that you have, the better. All right, I think I found one. Now, let me come back to tell y'all this too. I got another thing to add. I like to buy properties that need a little bit of rehab. I need some houses that need a little bit of rehab. So the ones that are already fixed up, typically I pass those up. Not all the time, but sometimes I pass those up. But I want something that's toe up from the flow up. All right? If you're ready, put ready in the chat and run the likes up. I'm going to show y'all something, man. I'm doing a masterclass right now. Let me come through here and show y'all what I look for and how you can do this too. And again, like I said, guys, it's a skill that you just need to learn. And I teach this over and over and over again in my workshops. So let me find me a house real quick, and I'm going to show you what I look for. I'm going to show you what I look for. Man, this is awesome, man. When you can come out here, a guy's giving you free information, teaching you. He ain't showing you about cars and boats and yachts and helicopters. He's actually coming out here giving you value. Most people are going to overlook this. I know how it works because I hear people on the chats all the time. Most of y'all are going to overlook this. Most of y'all are going to really overlook it. All right, let me show y'all. Let me find a house real quick. I had one on here. It was pretty good, but I lost it now. Keep tapping, though. Somebody said, how many flips do you do? My man just missed my whole point here in my life. I don't do flips. All I do is the buy and hold strategy. You might have just came in, but yeah, I don't do flips. When you can hold on to the properties, that's the key. It's not about fix and flip. I want to build wealth. I'm building wealth by holding on to them and renting them out all the time to Section 8. All right, let me look for another deal. Oh, I found one. I think I found one. This, I don't like this one either. I'm looking. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all. Y'all got to run these likes up, though, man. Y'all got to run these likes out. I'm actually showing you how to go out there and look for these deals. Now, there's so many different ways you can do this. It just so happens I'm showing you one of my many ways. All right, let me find a deal real quick. I know y'all are like, man, Eric, come on. No, I'm really trying to show you something. I'm really trying to show you something. Keep running the likes up. Keep running the likes up. Now, I'm doing North Carolina. I have no idea about North Carolina. And I want to tell you a little secret, too. The bigger the problem the house has, the more work that it has, the better chance you have to getting a better deal below market value. Let's see here. I'm looking, guys. Give me a second, man. I'm just really trying to find one that's good and the numbers make sense. But yeah, I don't do flips. All I do is the buy and hold. I like to hold on these properties and rent them out because this fix and flip that y'all are so geeked out about, it's not good. All right, here's one right here. Let me show y'all. Here's one right here. Let's run the lights up. This is a 3-bedroom. Okay, this is a little small in the square footage, but I could still work with it. Look at this. 130,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square foot home. Let's take a look at it, okay? And all my goal is to buy these things. I'm not using my own money. I'm leveraging using other people's money. You can see the roof here is bad, okay? This is what scares most people. Man, I would jump on top of that. I mean, I would jump on this deal just because of that right there, okay? But I like to buy properties that need a little bit of rehab, needs a little bit of work, and you're buying them below market value. So when you sign on the dotted line, you're making money. If you do this the way I teach you, that is. But this house needs, I like it because I like the space. And all I'm thinking is most families that I deal with on Section 8, single moms with 2 or 3 kids. That's just the way it is. Look at the cabinets. The cabinets are bad. Look at that. Look at this. And all I'm picturing is, okay, me getting this renovated and then rented out and getting paid every single month. So it doesn't matter what the economy does. Okay, so it definitely needs paint. You can see that, right? Floor is kind of bad. It needs, you can see it needs landscaping. The outlets need to be replaced. Who can see the work that I'm seeing that needs to get done? Would you agree that this house needs a little bit of renovation? Would you agree? Give me some thumbs up, tap the screen. Would you agree? Give me some thumbs up, tap the screen. This is what I'm talking about. See how the flooring is bad? Okay? See how the wallpaper is? I'll actually show you one of my deals after this so you can get a better idea. Yeah, that's what I want though, okay? Don't lose sight of this, okay? Don't lose sight of this, what I'm showing you, because this is what you need. You want to make money as soon as you sign on the dotted line. Every single home, like I said, I do it just like this. I like buying properties like this. This is what you call, when you buy a property like this, it's called value add. Okay, it's called value add. We can buy one, you deal with a motivated seller, or something that needs to get fixed up. That was just one. Let's see. Let's find another one. These are the type of properties I look for. Okay. And who has any questions? Who's liking this? Give me a thumbs up and run the likes up, because I need to know if you like it. Because let's run the likes up. Let me know if you like this. Are you learning anything? Are you getting anything out of this? But the key is, guys, you have to have assets. A job is not an asset. They have all control over you. And you know this. That's why you go to work every single day. That's why you say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, sir, or no, sir, to your boss. That's why you show up all the time. That's why you only get 2 weeks vacation, if that. That's why you only get one break, lunch break. They tell you what to do, when to do. But you can change all that by changing your situation. You can change all of that by changing your situation. And you don't have to get approval from a job. I know, that's scary, huh? But you don't have to do it all at once. You could just buy one house at a time. That's exactly what I did. I'm telling you exactly what I did. I bought one home at a time. That's all you got to do. All right. So with that being said, let's look for, what city and state are y'all from? What's the top purchase price for Section 8? Well, there's no top price. It's whatever area you're in and whatever you can afford, right? Reasonably. And then you backtrack by looking at the numbers to see if it's worth it or not. So it's really just what's comfortable for you is the best way to put it, But I don't go out there and go get mansions. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go out there and get $1 million properties to rent out, whether that's Section 8 or non-Section 8. It's got to make sense for you. All right, let's run the likes up. Let's get to 13,000 likes as I look for another area. When we get to 13,000 likes, I'll pull up another city and state. I think that's fair. Now, there's so many ways I look for deals now. I'm showing you how to do this. I really am. And when you do it like this, you're not exchanging time for wages. That is the key. Oh, I'm going to teach y'all something here. Here's another thing I'm going to teach y'all. Y'all, watch this. When you go on these sites, right? Watch this. When you go on these sites, and I want to see if y'all pick up on this. Watch this. I'm going to see if y'all can pick up on this. I'm going to flip my screen around. Watch this. So say you're looking for deals, right? And you want to find a property. I'm using Realtor.com. Okay? Watch this. This house only has 5 photos. I want you to take note of something. What do y'all notice about this? What do y'all notice? I'm going to go over it again. Look. What do y'all notice about the 5 pictures? Let me see if y'all can catch on to this, man. I'm just going to do a masterclass right now. This is some teaching after teaching. This is stuff that I figured out. It took me a long time to figure it out. Somebody got it right. No inside. There's no pictures of the inside. Now, let me explain something to you. I'm going to explain to you why they don't have pictures of the inside. One of these reasons. It's because of this. The inside is just so hideous. It's not even worth it. Could be. Number 2, there could be a tenant in there. There could be a tenant inside there. So sometimes tenants, when they're in there, they don't want, to have their private stuff, or they don't want to have pictures being taken, which I understand. So what I'm telling you is, when you see that, don't necessarily give up on the property. You could still get with the realtor and go deeper and find out. But sometimes get with the realtor and go deeper and find out. But sometimes I tend to pass those up because sometimes they could just be so bad. That's another reason why they don't show the inside. I'm not saying all the time, but as you're going through looking for deals, you don't want to waste your time either. So don't spend your time. If they can't show pictures of the inside, it's a good chance you might want to pass it up. There's a good reason. And say there are tenants in there, then that could be a hassle too. I'm just telling you through my mistakes and through my journey of real estate, so you don't waste your time. I'm showing you how to save time, because I used to waste time by going to properties like that, and it was just a hassle. Do you ever look for off-market property? Yes, Mark, I'll show you that in just a minute. Good question. I will show you that. But these are on-market deals. And again, I go into way deeper detail in my workshops, but I'm just giving you all a little bit right now. All right, let's run the likes up. Man, I said, y'all give me 13,000 likes, and Eric, you only at 11,000 likes. Well, let me look for another deal for y'all, because I'm going to show y'all how to make this happen. I'm going to look for another deal, as Eric does, as he's taking his time out. I'm about to go to the gym and work out, then I'll come back. But I'm going to show you the type of properties that, oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one. Y'all might want to run the lights up. I mean, should I go to the gym and just be like, Eric? Or, I don't know, man. I'm going to show you another deal. But I'm going to wait till we get to 15. Now, I want to show you something. This is pending, meaning it's under contract and they're waiting. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to do it because my time is too valuable. My time is too valuable. So, but what I will say is I'll be on later on today. Probably another hour, hour and a half, something like that. But I'm showing you guys there's so much opportunity out here, and it's just really up to you. It's just up to you what you choose to do, right? And I always tell people, look, if you're a high income earner and say, because forget the belief of this no money down. It doesn't work like that. Everybody wants stuff for free, and I got it. But I'm just telling you, being realistic, you're going to have to put money down, okay? Whether it's your money or borrowing other people's money. But you're going to have to get that out of your head. This free stuff, if it was free, everybody would be doing it. And not necessarily the case either, because even if it was free, people would still be scared. So it's not always the case. But the point is, expect to put money down. If you have $15,000 to $20,000 down, make it happen, okay? And now, if you got 100,000, that's way. I wouldn't say that's way too much, but you can buy a few houses with $100,000, not paying cash. I'm talking about for the down payment. So that's just to give you a general rule of thumb. But if you got like $1,000 in your bank account, that ain't gonna do you no good about buy no house. I'm just being honest with you. So everybody else out here telling you can go get free houses. All right. So we're not at the 15, so I'm going to pick my own city and state. We're not at 15, I'm going to pick my own city and state. Again, I'm just showing you how to go out there and find these deals. They really are everywhere, but you got to get past that scarcity mindset. I say this all the time because it's the truth. A lot of people just have a scarcity mindset, and you're stopping yourself from getting and making opportunities, and you're going to continue to slave for somebody else and watch your life pass you by. And that is scary. To me, that was scary. Man, you mean I got to work for somebody for the rest of my life and make them rich? Sad, man. Sad. Not me, though. It's not going to happen. Let's see here. Let me find me another property. Or should I? I don't even know if I should. I don't know if I should. What I will do is I'll show you, and I explain that Section 8 is in most cities. I'm going to show you like Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to show you there's Section 8 over here. You link with the government. You put your properties on here. You get paid every single month guaranteed. I'm going to tell you another little secret about Section 8 that you don't hear a lot of. And it's this. It's like with Section 8, in some states, they'll give you a one-time signing bonus. They call it a landlord incentive. So Section 8 will give you a one-time signing bonus just for getting a tenant that's in Section 8. A lot of these tenants, guys, I'm going to tell you, they're not going to be moving from place to place. It's hard for them to find properties. This is in North Carolina, look. These are all the landlords that rent their properties out to Section 8. So when you understand this, okay, and understand this, that you can put your properties on here, and this is a portal or a hub for Section 8 families, and you as the landlord, my properties don't sit. So it's because I know this information. And I'll give it out in my workshops. So you got to come to my workshops to get this, and even deeper. I talk a lot about this, but the point is, what I'm telling you is your properties won't go vacant. So many people are so worried about the Section 8 program leaving or going under, and it's not going to happen because you're listening to people that don't know really what they're talking about. Section 8 was created in 1972. There's a shortage and there's 9.5 million people on Section 8. They're not going to just get rid of it. The president is not going to just evaporate the program. He's got too many other layers to go through. He just doesn't have that kind of stroke to it. He says he's banding it and he's got policies to follow. He's got, agencies and legislation to go through and get approved. It doesn't work like that, but people think like that. But nonetheless, I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't matter how you look at it. The reason why I got into real estate is because I found out one major fact, and it doesn't matter who's in president. Can I tell you that? Can I tell you one major fact about real estate? Anybody? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you one major fact that I can tell you, that I know for a fact, that is always going to remain true. Always. And it goes like this. I don't care who you are, but mankind needs food, clothing, and shelter in order to survive. In order to survive, we need food, clothing, and shelter. When you buy single family homes for people or for yourself as an investment and you rent these things out, so you're buying a product and you're providing a service at the same time with one single family house, that's a game changer for you and it's a game changer for them. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. When you can buy single family houses to help others. Renting out houses is not going anywhere. Donald Trump is not getting rid of that either. He can't. It's impossible. People need places to live. So when people say that, it's just like, I kind of laugh because people just really don't get it. They don't understand. And a lot of people are just making excuses not to get into their own dreams or, provide and get success simply because they're listening to others. You got to be real careful who you listen to. I keep my circles small because a lot of times people are hating, people don't root for you, and people would rather see you just down and out. I'm not going to let it happen. So I keep my circles small. I only want to hang around successful people because that's going to make me become successful. You hang around 9 broke people, you're going to be the 10th one. You hang around 9 successful people, you're going to be the 10th one. It's all about who you surround yourself with. They really rub off on you, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not. It's just the way human beings are. We're influenced by others, especially those around us, in close proximity. And I just got to learn that as I got older, and I'm just given to share this information. But real estate is doable for anybody. It's just what you want to do. Real estate is doable for anybody. You can make it happen. Again, when I started out at 25 years old, not a lot of money, bad credit, but I made it happen because I made sure I surrounded myself with people that were successful. That was important to me. Everything else came along as time went on. Bought my first home, and I'll never forget when I bought my first home. I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was in fear. Man, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna tear up my property? Man, are they gonna leave? Am I gonna get paid? All that went through my head. But I'm gonna tell you something that really, really implanted in my head was this. I remember thinking, man, do you mean when I retire, I'm gonna be broke? I didn't want that. Because as each year went by at corporate America and I was barely making ends meet and barely getting by, even though I was working and got paid well, the fact remained was my bank account didn't reflect my 6-figure job. It just didn't. Nothing changed for me until I got into real estate because I wasn't exchanging time for wages anymore. My money was coming in passively. That's the key. Warren Buffett said the same thing. This is what he says. He says, if you don't find a way to make money passively, you're going to work until you pass away. And that's the truth. And most people let that pass them by. If you don't find a way to make money passively, you're going to work until you pass away. So true. But hey, anyway, there you go. I might come on a little bit later, but I'm just here to drop some game and information for you guys. I'm just telling you, real estate is doable. You just have to want it bad enough. Take the time out to get this information, learn. You can get time freedom and financial freedom. I do what I want. I move the way I do because it's what I can do because of the fruits of my labor. I got a lot of information, but I also took action. Don't be allergic to taking action. A lot of people are addicted to information, but allergic to taking action. It's not going to do you no good. When people say knowledge is power, no, it's not. Knowledge is power when you put it into action. So I'm going to leave here by telling you 3 books that I would recommend you read and then take an action. But I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give you these 3 books. Are y'all ready for this? If so, run the likes up. Well, I didn't get to my 75,000 likes. I didn't get to my 75, but hey, it is what it is. So I'm going to give y'all 3 books that I would recommend you reading. But everybody always asks me this, you know. But 3 books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki is a great book. A lot of investors read that. I have. Another great book to read is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Let me show you. Think and Grow Rich by that book has been around for the longest time, no doubt. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Let me show you. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Okay. The other one was see, Rich Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which has been around for a long time, by Robert Kiyosaki. Hold on. Yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, another great book to read. All right. And then another one would be, man, those were the 2 big ones, but The Millionaire Next Door by Tom Stanley. The Millionaire Next Door by Tom Stanley, another great book that you can read. Just giving you some game. But at least these books, they won't teach you about real estate. They're going to teach you how to change your mindset, because a lot of people need that. You can be able to do this. Don't think that you can't learn. You are smart enough to learn this, okay? There's a lot of things in life where you didn't know how to do when you first started, but you took the time out to learn it. You did. And all you really got to do is take, 30 minutes a day. Think about it. 30 minutes a day is nothing, really. If you really think of the grand scope of things, if you take 30 minutes a day, each day, every day, to read a book on real estate, do you know where your knowledge will be in 5 years? Look at it like this. Survey shows that most people spend 4 to 5 hours a day on social media. And you have no problem doing that. It's because you like doing it. You're enjoying it. The problem is you don't have an ROI from that, a return on investment. You looking at social media and scrolling every single day, you're just passing your life by. Whereas if you can read a book on those 3 books I just read, it can be a game changer for you. It's up to you. All right, so it's 8:42. I might be on later. If not, I will see y'all tomorrow. But y'all stay safe.